Stupid frickin' squeaky chair. Anyway, all right, I'll just cut it.
Is it bad that like the second you press that, the Wii bowling, and then the podcast starting? I don't know why, but that immediately.
I'm gonna keep that part in. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chronicle cast. I am your host, Evan. I'm here with your other host,
Nicholas,
and we are here with our new guest.
/ occasional host, if time permits.
We'll see.
I said occasional.
We'll see for trial expires.
Yeah. We'll judge you. Sorry for the freaking squeaky chair. My futon's only so big, and we knew if I sat on that too, that'd squeak like a nightmare.
We grabbed all the chairs that squeak just for your squeaky
Don't worry,
ASMR.
I'll be buying a table at some point, I'm sure. Anyway, so of course we're back.
Again?
Semi back. We don't know if we're gonna consistently.
We're trying our hardest.
The world's kind of on flame, so we'll see.
Wait, did we even say my name?
You didn't say your name?
Oh, I'm Mike. Hello.
Oh my god. Do you have anything else you want to say for yourself?
Yeah, right? You know.
I'm gonna let y'all go first, because I don't know how to do this thing.
Oh,
you're already failed.
We're introducing you, man. You gotta talk.
Yeah, man. Like,
what do I talk about?
I don't.
Introduce
yourself.
Yeah, God.
How do you introduce yourself to a normal person?
I don't.
Oh my god.
I
guess you could talk about how we know you, what you do.
Sure, I met these two in high school. Met Evan freshman year. Nick, I met him after sophomore year because me and another friend went to see an Aliens movie, and I had never seen an Aliens movie, and they both judged me while in the theater.
Even the old people in front of us were like, oh my god.
Yeah.
This dude doesn't know what aliens are.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
we're watching the brand newest Aliens movie, and he's like, yo, so like, who's that on the table? And we're like, God, Mike.
Yeah, I had never seen anything. Evan, known him since freshman year, and then from junior year on, it's like, hello, best friends, what is up? And we also sometimes go by Oleg and Cheseg at the bowling alley.
Oh my god.
Keep away from the racist stereotypes during the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, we can't go full-blown Russian.
I'm Russian, it's okay if I make these jokes.
Due to Act 47 of the American Independence, you cannot.
Shut up, Nick.
It's just...
Communism
starts
detected on American soil.
Oh my god. So, really quick, we were just going to say we were sorry for, not posting anything. The last thing that we had posted was an Animal Crossing video that I took a little bit of pride in the editing, even though it was really goofy. But the main point...
I liked it.
It was just for something goofy to laugh at, and I said in that video, tune in tomorrow, and I never posted anything.
Tune in tomorrow. One month later.
That's like the gaming equivalent of, oh yeah, peace out, bro. I'll see you tomorrow night. Last online 7 years ago.
Yeah. I definitely dropped the ball on that one, but the main thought was we had only recorded about 6 hours worth, and that first video was taken from both day. We were going to split them into 15-minute videos and post them over the next few days, but I ended up cropping it into just a way where it was just a funny compilation, and everything that was left was kind of like quiet moments. There weren't really any laughs.
Yeah, it was
I figured that I shouldn't really upload it, and then everything hit, so... we kind of really weren't able to talk much. Me and Nick weren't able to meet at all. So there was no recording any more podcast episodes. So we just genuinely had to put everything down and wait until we could see when we could record again. So we're semi-back. We don't know how...
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. We also missed Friday.
Multiple
Unfortunately,
times.
Yeah, we've been... Well, shut up. I'm talking about this week. We were going to record yesterday.
Oh, yes.
I forgot that yesterday was Friday.
Yeah, I thought yesterday was Thursday.
So we are really bad at doing this. We record on the Friday that they go up, along with like 4 or 5 hours of gameplay.
If that isn't me, though.
Yeah, so we should be way more effective.
We just do last minute everything.
Yeah, I mean, we should record Thursday, but like... Thursday typically.
That'd be ideal.
Just about like every day I'm hanging out with my girlfriend and you're doing whatever you're doing, so.
At home planning my future.
Yeah.
And then,
AKA video gaming.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I'm at work.
And it only seems like I can only really ever break away on a Friday or a Saturday maybe. It depends.
School being out now for me because I'm not graduated.
Oh, school being out for me too, but because
graduated.
I'm failing.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
That's it. See, I've had the best grades I've ever gotten in 12 years. It just took 12 years to be an all-A student.
Hey, you know what?
now.
I want to talk about school for just a moment. We're jumping like points. We've already talked about the list. We're talking about this. I am 1,000% livid that you guys get to graduate without taking a final.
Oh
you
my
don't
God.
take any
Yeah.
finals.
Oh
Nothing.
my God.
Yeah, none
Yeah,
of you
we're
did
done.
anything, and you get to the next grade level. That is so BS.
Yeah, man. I knew I was gonna fail the EOC for economics. I don't know why, but I can do economics. But when it comes to testing on it, a potato knows more than I do.
Yeah, I'm gonna swap out
The finals weren't
No,
even...
no, I
Chair.
love the speech. It's for
I
ASMR.
hate it so
right?
much.
Everyone's gonna
But,
hear
like,
it in their left
I'll
or
just
right
have to like
ear.
lean back and try.
Right.
I'm just gonna lean back and try to not squeak as
For
much.
me, to be honest, the finals last year weren't even that bad. I only had to take like 2 or 3 finals, and they were all pretty easy.
Yeah, but I
Shame
just
upon you.
hate the fact that like I don't know. I'm in college and I'm taking classes and I still have to take finals, but you guys get to go to the next grade level.
Yeah, I don't even...
Which means my GPA is gonna be better than it really should be too.
Right.
Oh my god, you're gonna have freaking hope and you're too retarded.
Oh,
for it.
yeah,
God.
because all my grades are literally 90 pluses because I can now just, use notes.
You
Right.
And
suck.
no one can see this because it's purely audio, but I'm doing air quotes right now.
Yeah, you suck. You suck. Maybe we could put on a webcam one day.
Someday.
Maybe if we have a better setup than what we've got right now.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, like, I think I've got on 100 in my class right now, only because he only has graded the homework, and it's just one class. Like, he doesn't put any due dates whatsoever. There was homework from, like, 4 weeks ago that I finally did. He graded it, like, a day and a half later, and I got 100. I was
Yeah.
like, really? Okay, I'm not complaining.
Talking about mine really quick, it's brief. I was failing one of my classes pretty bad, and I tried to get a hold of my teacher to see if there was any way to pass. She genuinely didn't
Just
respond
no
to the
response.
email,
Oh, no.
and the school had posted that because of the quarantine, they extended the day to withdraw from a class without academic penalty to like 2 days ago. And because she just didn't respond to me, I figured there was no way to pass, so I just went ahead and withdrew. And I have another one that I'm not doing too hot in, but there's a chance I could pass it. And then there's another one that I'm like, I don't know.
And there's another one was like, oh, there goes my everything.
Well, you know what? College isn't about, like, it's not about getting everything done on a specific time. It's not a race. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
I wouldn't know.
yeah, I know. Well,
I have to wait.
I'm just saying that I'm taking this as a learning experience, and I'm just going to try and do better next time, try to not waste the money. But main thing for everybody, if you fail a class, it's not the end of the world. It's definitely going to feel like crap because you spend money on it and you spend a lot of time on it, but it's not, you're not doomed for failing. It's
For
not,
some people.
some people,
Some
yeah.
people, like my parents, are like threatening if I get a low B, I have to quit college completely.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a
I know
bit.
for
It's a
some
higher
people-
stakes for some families.
I know
where it's like,
some
oh,
people. I
get
know some
90
people
less?
it's crazy, but like for my example, it's my family definitely doesn't like hearing that I failed. But as long as I learn,
I mean,
from
now
it,
there's video proof of it. I mean, audio proof.
yeah.
of it.
Well, no. I'm saying they
No,
definitely
I know.
don't. They're not happy with it. But I'm saying they're understanding that college is literally a business. They just want your money. They don't care how many times you fail.
It's expensive.
Yeah, that's
too.
one thing I hate about college. So, I can't remember where I saw this. I saw it online somewhere. The price of college in the mid-'70s, accounted for today's inflation, was around $700 for
Yeah.
all your classes and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, it's now like $30,000
Yeah.
just to get those same classes.
Yeah, it's a business,
Yeah, like,
and it was a business that had a lot less demand so many years ago.
yeah.
Like,
And
and once they noticed everyone basically needs to go to college to get a part-time job.
Right? Like, now you have to have a diploma to at least go to McDonald's for the most part now.
No,
Which is like, really?
no.
Well, my sister needed a diploma
You
to work
at
at
minimum at minimum a GED. Of
yeah,
course.
like a GED or
High school diploma. Yeah, but
I say
you
diploma.
can still. Well, that's not true because our friend, not naming any names, but the one that worked at Dollar General, she didn't have a GED.
Really? I thought she did.
No, she dropped out. Remember, she kept saying she was homeschooled, but she didn't even have a GED, and she had a Dollar
Really?
General job.
Oh, okay.
She works at Big Lots now, and she's just now pursuing her GED.
Okay. I just remember that being the case because for my sister, when she worked at Jersey Mike's, she doesn't work there at all anymore. In order for her to stay on there after high school, she had to either get a diploma or a GED.
Yeah. I know that
and
some...
that's a sub shop, so.
I know a lot of people, now they're putting a hard requirement on that, but that's because, you can't have someone who doesn't speak clear English and can't add holding money, all that type of stuff. There's a lot of things that now they're like, hey, if you can't, say your ABCs, then we can't hire you.
Yeah.
We get it, you may be 18, but you,
The education of a pineapple.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, anyway, I know we really jumped subjects there, but I just really wanted to talk about that because that was something that infuriated me about.
So I'm still waiting for my PDF.
I didn't even think of that. You don't even get the graduation.
No, and they won't even get me a return on my cap and gown, which is still brand new in bag.
Oh, wow.
Dude, that's so aggravating.
And I
still
spent
have my
$80
diploma.
on it,
the most
and I didn't want to pay a penny because I wasn't going to do it.
The most I had,
I hate traditions.
Because my diploma's right there, but my cap and gown is in the closet, and the most use I got out of it since graduation was I had a speech class, and I had to have a visual representation of everything. So I just printed a fake honors diploma, because I don't have an honors diploma because I'm an idiot.
You would be both.
But I put on my cap and gown. That's the most use I've had of it since, is I did a fake speech for a fake graduation. I want to throw it away, but that was money, dude.
My mom just has mine somewhere in her closet right next to my sister's.
I mean, I know some people that hang it, they turn the fabric into something else or
my mom
like
just
that.
keeps it because her kids graduated and all that. She's proud of it.
Mine's still in the brand new bag, unopened. With
you saw my
receipts.
sister's prom dress that didn't get used.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Prom getting canceled.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
When I
didn't even
went
go to
there,
prom. So.
I didn't go to prom at all either.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed prom for the food. They had really good food.
Yeah, but you paid
and then for the after
to get in,
parties,
right?
Well, for me, the after parties and the food were pretty much was totally worth it.
Well, your homecoming after party was me picking you up and we went to McDonald's.
Okay, excuse me, I was emotional.
I was too, but it was okay. We had fun.
And
you guys had a fun little after party.
Yeah, I literally called them and I was like, dude, I want a fancy restaurant meal. It's like, well, I can't afford much. I'm like, I want McDonald's.
I'm already on the way.
It's like, that's not even...
I literally said I'm already on the way because I was wanting McDonald's too. I had just gotten off of work.
That's how little your friendship was into consideration there.
That's the fun... Well, I mean, it happens every year. I don't know why, but every year after, homecoming or prom or anything, it always has a terrible ending. Mm. But I still go. Because I'm like, maybe it'll change. Maybe I won't be left alone.
Oh my god.
And then the last homecoming, I brought someone. They left without even telling me. Now we have to blur that out.
Oh,
but yeah.
It's not like they gave a last name.
Just flat out just left, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna walk home now. But what's funny is we were at McDonald's, and I think you were still in your work clothes.
No, yeah,
you were still in work clothes, and I was still in tuxedo.
Yeah,
that wasn't the most mismatched thing.
Yeah, I was wearing these work boots, and then just a pair of jeans or cargo pants or something like that, and then a t-shirt and a jacket.
Yeah, and I'm wearing a tuxedo,
dress
boots, and having a giant meal of McDonald's, just garfing it down, going, what if life didn't exist?
Right. It's like, what's the worst that could happen, yo?
Yeah, those were all my homecomings so far.
Dude,
I went to 4 of them. I thought the next one would be better than the next.
I only went to 2 of them, and I hated both.
But I enjoyed prom, though. We definitely did a lot at the end of prom.
Yeah.
Definitely prom was worth it.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't know. I didn't go because I genuinely didn't want to spend that money and not enjoy it.
I found the cash through friends.
Right.
I only went junior year because, I was dating what's-her-face at the time. Not going to name names on that one.
Yeah, well,
Yo, I saw her at Walmart, 2 weeks ago.
Who?
My ex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, it was funny because, I was wearing a mask and gloves because, make mom feel better and, slightly lessen the risk. I'm just walking around, and I was looking for a birthday present for my aunt. I just got our perfume or something like that. And I spot her, out of the corner of my eye near the pharmacy section. I'm like, hold up, is that who I think it is? And she looks back at me, and my entire body's like, yo, run! I'm like, oh no, I don't like where this is going. So, we end up talking for a few minutes, but for the first, minute and a half, my adrenaline's pumping because, how all the crap went through with it. and my legs were shaking because it's just like, dude, run!
Oh, that's right. You told
danger!
me. You told me.
Run away!
Yeah,
you
you
know?
told me.
Yeah.
Well, really quick because we jumped subjects really fast.
I mean,
so
nothing's set in stone.
Well,
Right?
yeah,
It's set on a piece of paper.
It's literally just for us to like kind of keep
Oh,
track
yeah.
of what we want to say. I was going to quickly say, of course, since this is the first time you've been on the podcast, we were going to ask you kind of the same questions we asked each other
Oh boy. See how that goes.
when we started. So, first off, we don't have like a set in stone idea for the podcast. It's mainly just we talk about stories we like and just kind of chill
Just
talking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just for us to goof off with. So.
So basically
with
just
keeping-
what we do normally, but recording it.
Sort of, except we do kind of like to keep to that theme of stories and writing. So
Okay.
I was going to say, do you, one, have a favorite story of any kind? It can be video games, movies, books, anything. And do you have any writing that you would like to share publicly? Keep in mind, you probably shouldn't share your most prized story.
Yeah, definitely not. Like,
He goes, definitely not, and then explains the entire story.
Yeah, so I have a character. His name is James Maximum Third.
right?
I was literally about to say James Charles
Yes,
for some reason.
Jesus.
Did you see my name or my mouth about to say Charles?
Yeah, I was like,
Uh-oh.
But as far as
destroying.
Ignore that sound. I'm moving like 3 chairs at once. Sorry.
As far as favorite stories, I can't think of any off the top of my head because I'm really bad with stuff off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So
I could say reading.
no, yeah, I
Well,
can't
no, I mean,
read.
like, what's like? You don't have a favorite
Yeah.
movie or game or book? Like, it's whatever story that you enjoy the most. It's like whatever writing that it doesn't matter if anyone thinks or what anyone thinks about it. It's your favorite story.
Well, I'm just really bad at thinking of stuff like that off the top of my head. Because for the most part, I love car movies because I'm a car guy. Like, I blame my dad because like he got me and my sister into it, and it's like you're gonna like cars, okay? And now cars is like life
Well, I mean,
for the most part. But
and we're back. Sorry about that. We got interrupted, and while we were gone, we got some water. So if anyone got any watery throats, that's why. But anyway, so you continue with
Not dry throats.
yeah.
Which is the cup of sand to our
Yeah,
left.
yeah, we have another
Yeah,
cup
just-
full of sand that we gargle right before every podcast.
Oh yeah, just
makes
just
makes
make
our voices
sure.
sound deep in gravity.
So where we left off before we were cut off was Mike. We were asking you about your favorite stories, being any type of medium, games, video game, or of course games, movies, TV shows. It doesn't matter. Just whatever story you personally enjoy the most.
Movie wise, like I said, Perks of Being a Wallflower is a really good one. Like I said, I'm bad at thinking of things off the top of my head, so I can't like exactly say right now what I like about it, but just for the most part, it in a sense it gives you like the outcast kind of view of like what high school seems like, but it's still kind of in a way where it's like, you know, that could have happened to me, but it didn't because that's Hollywood.
Right.
You know, so it's still like a little bit unrealistic, but it's more realistic than most of the other high school movies out there.
Yeah.
Video game wise, probably one that I enjoyed a lot was God of War, the newer one that came out, just because I'm really into Norse mythology and basically whatchamacallit, fight it. I forget who you fight, but you fight 2 minor gods, and like that was sick because it's like 2 shots, I'm dead, but I didn't die, so pretty rad. Like not too shabby on my part, and I get to use an axe. And spoiler alert, game's been out for like 2 years now, but Blades of Chaos come back, and it's like, oh, and you just thrashing people. It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
So that was fun. Favorite shows. This one's kind of weird, but I really enjoyed Regular Show. Like I watched it recently because it was on Hulu. Like, did you ever see the ending of it?
Yeah, I hate the ending.
Yeah, the ending was like really sad. And
I just hated it because I felt like well, yeah, it was kind of like this childhood comedy thing had left, but the main thing was I remember when I was younger, I'm still kind of this way, and it's totally weird for me. I'm that kind of character, or I'm that kind of person that when you build up a relationship between characters, like a romantic one, I kind of hate it when it doesn't go that way.
Yeah.
So, like, I was that dork who would watch Adventure Time where he was liking Flame Princess, and then that didn't go anywhere. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
That was me.
Or
And
like,
I still kind of do that, but my thought is I don't like when romantic stuff just kind of crashes and burns for no reason. Like, I don't mind it being built up, but I hate when it was built up for no reason.
Yeah, well, in a sense, though, like, when it gets built up and then crashes for kind of no reason, that's a lot more realistic than, oh, I met this person when I was young, we bonded, and then we're together forever, you know?
No. I'm saying I don't like it when there isn't a reason why. Like, the reason just doesn't exist. And if you try to explain it, it's hard to explain. Where it's like, well, why did that happen? Well, this character suddenly took a sudden turn for no reason. Like, that doesn't normally happen in life. It's typically, there's a reason. So if there's a build-up, I don't like for the build-up to be so long and then a bad end for no reason. If you're going to build up a romantic thing, I'm fine with romance. I like romance stories, but my thought is it needs to be natural, and it can't be built up and end for no reason.
Well, in the terms of regular show, it was built up, but at the same time, like the one with CJ, like you know, the whole thing with that. If you go back and look at it, you can tell, like, from the very beginning, like when he runs into Margaret and all that kind of stuff with CJ for the first time and she gets mad, like, you can tell from then on, like, if they were to date again, which they do later in the series, it's going to end because CJ gets really jealous and, you know, loses control and stuff, and that's pretty much why it ends.
I liked the what was it? I liked the simp memes that came from that.
Oh my god. Jesus
it's hilarious.
Christ.
Mordecai's the biggest simp.
Oh my god.
To be honest.
Oi.
But anyway.
But
I understand that. I did like that show though.
Yeah. The ending was just really sad.
What are you doing? You keep staring at me as you scroll on your phone.
I'm looking at Korean dramas and
Oh my god.
don't judge me.
I'm fine with it. It's just weird how you're doing it right now and staring at me.
Well, there's one I watched and I liked, but I forgot the name of it. But they all, like, it's hard to figure out which one's different from the other, because I watched Kingdom. Kingdom was awesome.
Yeah.
But there's another one I forgot, sorry.
But yeah, regular show was one that I finished like a week and a half ago, and so I was kind of sad with that because it's like 7 seasons and I never really finished it in my childhood, so I like watched it all in the span of a few weeks, and then to see the end, with spoiler alert, I mean it ended like 3 years ago, but like when Pops died and they had that like reunion and all that kind of stuff at the end, like 25 years later after they left the park, I was like, yo, why would you do that to me right now? You know? But in a way, like, it is a good thing, because, like, when you look back at things, you don't really realize that you're kind of in the best part of your life, you know? Like, it's weird to think about that. Right now, we are literally in the best part of our lives. Like, well, one of the best parts of our lives, you know?
When you say it like that, it kind of makes it sound like the good times will leave. And my thought by that is, I think the statement should be, when you think of the future, you're not thinking of what you've got right now.
Yeah,
so
like that's
like
usually how it is. I'm stealing a quote from The Office, but it's like you wish there was a way to know when you were in the good times before you've left them.
Right.
And it's like, if that isn't one of the truest things, you know.
Well, I guess we'll move on to like our normal segment that we always do, which is this is just a usual thing we'll do for every episode, is we talk about stuff that we've media we've consumed recently. Basically, it's just between the last episode and this episode. So before this moment, it would have been a week. So it would have been, what have you watched or played this week that you enjoyed? But now we've had, a month to consume media, so whatever you've done within these few months, whatever story, whatever medium, it's mainly, we talk about stories, obviously, so story-wise, I guess, what was your favorite thing you consumed over the quarantine week, or quarantine weeks that we were gone?
Well, I feel like I slacked, because I just kept rewatching Beastars.
That's my girlfriend, the entire quarantine.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I can't stop watching it.
It is, surprisingly enough, it is actually a pretty, I know a lot of people will be turned off from it because it's, furry stuff.
And
but
you
it's
can
not
easily
honestly,
put past that.
It's honestly like just not a thought really. It's just kind of like
I don't even know what it is, to be honest.
it's like this. It's an anime about.
I like to think of like Zootopia, but like
Zootopia,
an
but like
adult
darker.
version of it.
Yeah.
Because it even still has a bunny, and it still has a predator, like not a fox, but
It's a whole wolf.
a wolf, a whole wolf.
Oh boy.
I don't know. You'd have to watch it. It's
Yeah.
it's very hard to explain.
Yeah, it's
you
definitely
would know
easier
if
to
you
watch.
like it if you watched like the first few episodes. It's a Netflix original.
Okay. Yeah, I've got like a whole list of anime that I've been suggested to watch. It's not a huge list, but it's still
Just
a
a
list.
list of 100.
Yeah.
Okay, right. No, it's not that big yet. One of them is Gurren Lagann. I don't know if I said that right.
I've watched Gurren Lagann. I've heard I've heard it was great, and I just enjoyed it.
Mhm.
A lot of those that people are like, that's my favorite one. I'm like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like my girlfriend was watching all of SAO, and I personally didn't like SAO. I watched the first I watched the first season. Second season was when I fell off, and the only arc that I like from that entire series is just the first arc.
Mm-hmm.
Which we both said, if you like something, it doesn't matter if someone else doesn't.
Yeah.
If you got enjoyment where someone else didn't, that's kudos to you. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna crap talk you because you like something.
The other ones on the list are ReZero, Baki,
That one's a good one.
yeah, Kyokai no Kanata, and then Black Clover and Kill la Kill.
Another one
Kill
I'd
la
recommend.
Kill is a very interesting one to watch.
Kill la Kill. I keep mixing that one with Akame ga Kill, which was, I honestly hated that one. I hated it. They had the audacity to kill everyone. No one lives. Not even the main character.
What?
Yeah, they killed
Jesus.
everyone, and it gets to a point where you watch the episode expecting who's gonna die,
Mhm.
and to me that's not good story. That's just who are they gonna kill today.
Yeah.
It was weird, but
Say Kill la Kill. I watched a couple episodes of that, but I can only watch it when no one's in the house.
Why?
because they get undressed. Are you
Oh.
kidding me?
I haven't seen any of it.
They fight like half naked.
Yeah, and it's definitely like hard to watch it while your parents are walking by, and it's like
I mean, nothing ever gets shown, but it's like
it's
people
always
are,
like that
sword
moment,
fighting in
because-
basically bikini, like string bikini.
yeah.
So
and-
it's like almost DxD.
No, not even close.
Oh,
Because
no?
in that one they fully get nude and like
Oh,
you know. In this one it's
It's halfway to it.
It's literally like a single like string, but
Yeah.
you still can't see anything.
like somehow the
and the thinner that string gets, the stronger she
Oh
is.
my god. Jesus.
it's definitely a hard thing to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Not like both ways. It's just
Oh yeah.
you have to be like, okay, no one's gonna be here for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
Am I dedicated to watch this?
Do I really want to spend?
Do I really
anything?
want to watch this? And it's
Do I
like,
need to bleach my eyes?
do I need to think before I do anything?
I keep my hand chained to the table.
Just one attached to the remote, one attached to the armrest.
I'm not
okay.
allowed to move. Anyway, so you've been just watching Beastars this entire time, basically.
Beastars, I got the deluxe edition of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Defeated all of that. Now there's nothing to do.
So.
And now I have a game that just came out, I think 4 days ago now.
Yeah.
It's like SnowRunner.
SnowRunner. Is this on the PC?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
So the series goes spin tires, like it's an off-road game.
I was wondering if you're leaning a little too hard. Sorry, but talking personally, I think you're leaning a little too hard on it. and
My
pushing
bad,
it
I'm
into
just
the wall.
fat.
No, it's fine. You're just like leaning all the way back.
Yeah. But the series goes spin tires that came out in around 2011, 2012. Mud Runner, which is a sequel to it, but it's basically the same game just with like a fresh face to it, and that's basically just like a fresh face, more things to do slightly. That came out in 2017, 2018. But SnowRunner, oh my god, it's so much better. Like, the first two are on Steam, but for some reason SnowRunner isn't, even though when I first heard about it, it was on Steam.
Yeah.
And it said that you need Mud Runner as a base game before you can, use this.
Yeah.
But now it's on the Epic Game Store, so
Okay.
it's weird. But Oh my god.
I need to look more into playing games on the PC.
Spin Tires is
I've got-
2014.
I've got like
Spin Tires 2014, really?
I've got
Oh,
like
okay.
3 games on my PC, but I really don't play anything on it yet.
Yeah.
It's just because I don't want to put any money on it right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Mud Run or not Mud Runner. Snow Runner is like $50, but like it's worth the $50 because the other ones were only around like 20-30 when they came out. But this actually has like cutscenes of like you got to deliver supplies. Say like a bridge is down, so you got to deliver steel beams and then wooden planks, and it actually shows it getting built. And like basically you're just delivering supplies all over this town, and you're helping fix things because, like, say there was like a big flood or a tornado went through, that kind of thing. Like, it's actually pretty rad.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's an off-roading game, and if you like that kind of thing, then you'll enjoy it. But you can't get out of your vehicle or anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, story-wise, though, what would you say was probably the favorite thing, like your favorite consumption of stories? Your favorite story you've consumed?
To be honest,
over...
Odyssey actually had awesome story. Like, because I've taken Latin for 2 years, and I'm planning to take Latin again for I think another 4 or 2.
Yeah.
It was awesome to like go through the game and be like, oh my gosh, all this stuff that I learned in like my Latin class, it's all right here, and it's funny to see Latin scripts in the video game and going, huh, that's gibberish.
Yeah.
That's like
they just
not Latin at all. I'm like,
yeah.
No, I actually loved it a lot for the whole story and how they had everything. Some of it makes no sense. Like, if you followed the Assassin's Creed, it's terrible. But, like, if you take it...
What was your favorite story over the break? Oh, it was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Oh, what about it? It sucked so bad.
Yeah. Like, in the terms of the Assassin's Creed, like, flow of things, it just doesn't fit, but...
As a standalone game, I would have to say, one of my favorite games.
Yeah.
It's a good game, not favorite.
I don't know
you run
anything.
out of stuff to do.
I don't know anything about Assassin's Creed. I've played one game.
There's too much. It would be hours
if I
explaining
found,
the
if I found a compilation, like if I found like a Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, and like whatever else there is, there's 4. Is there 5?
There's
no
16.
There's 16 games in the series.
Yeah, some of them are like PSP
I know,
mobile
like
games.
they're like spin-off type things.
Yeah.
I'm fine with.
Oh no,
but
I think all those are canon as well.
Well,
Yeah.
I know canon, but saying
yeah.
like, they're not like numbered titles.
In that case, maybe 9.
Yeah, there's Assassin's Creed 1, then 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, Black Flag,
Don't forget Syndicate,
which is 4.
Unity.
And then there's Rogue, which came out with Unity, then Syndicate, Origins, and Odyssey, and now Valhalla. So that makes 12 in the main series.
If I found a compilation title that covered most of that in like chunks, then I'd probably get into the series. But I don't want to. I just don't want to go hunting for all those titles.
Yeah. Honestly, with Odyssey, Origins, and now the new Valhalla one, you don't need to know the storyline.
Yeah.
No, and I know it's like that. It's the same thing with Persona. I got into Persona 5, but you don't need to know any thing about the other ones. I kind of wanted to, so I went out and got all the Persona games.
You now have what, 1, 2, 3,
I have
4,
1,
and
2,
5.
1, 2, second half, 3, 4, and 5. I just beat 5's re-release.
Royal, right?
Yeah,
Royale.
just beat that Royal.
Mm-hmm. I was right for the first time.
Like, honestly though,
how was that actually?
I'll get to it actually because I was going to talk about it a little bit with my section of stories I enjoyed. So if Odyssey was probably your favorite thing you enjoyed, what was probably one story-wise? Something you enjoyed this? You haven't been in this last episode, so we're just going to give you maybe about a month or so.
As of recent things, other than regular show, I've been watching Ozark.
Oh yeah.
Which is basically about this one guy. He's really good at like financial advisory in a way. Basically, he's a money launderer, and he gets caught up with things for the cartel. So him and his family have to move to the Ozarks in Michigan, I think it is. I can't remember what state it takes place in. But basically, if he doesn't launder money for the cartel, his family's going to get killed. And so he has to not really take over, but become like at least partnered with several businesses in order to get the money laundered. So that way he can send it back to the cartel, so that way they don't kill him. But I'm only on episode like 14 or something at the moment, so I'm not too far in. But at the point I am now, the main guy that was threatening to kill them gets shot in the head with a shotgun, right? So they don't have to worry about him anymore, but they got to worry about his bosses. And like, hey, what happened to this guy? It's like, well, I don't know. I didn't do anything. I just give him his money, like that kind of thing.
Right.
And it's actually a really good story. It's got Jason Bateman. So if you've ever seen Arrested Development, like a lot of people know him as Michael Bluth because of that.
Right.
But he goes from just a casual like sitcom actor to basically main lead in a crime show, which is like actually really cool. So.
All right. For me, I've consumed a lot of media over this break. You're going to be described as the break. Our little gap of what we've consumed is just between episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So from the last episode to now, I've played and beaten Final Fantasy VII Remake. That one was really good. Persona 5 The Royal, I've played and beat. I literally am like 2 trophies away from having platinum.
Jeez. Awesome though.
I picked up Code Vein, the PS4 game.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome. I am on Story Plus right now.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I've quit.
I've barely played it.
I'm not ever playing that game again.
I have barely
Only
touched
because
Code Vein.
Yeah, I'll play it a little. It's definitely not.
At the time I got it, it was a perfect time to get it.
I
But
think
once you get Story Plus, it's.
I'm playing through it simply because it's a Dark Souls type game, and I like Dark Souls.
It's fun. It's very much fun. It'll have you screaming a lot, and you're like, oh, just pressing this one button works.
I got Xenoblade Chronicles 2, the DLC, not Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I still need to pick that up.
Wait, you bought the DLC but not the game?
Yeah, so I was an idiot, and I thought that the game with the DLC would contain the game, but I didn't have the game, so I still have to go buy 2. And I'm gonna buy 1. I just wanted to get into that series because 1's coming out.
Okay.
Or the remake of 1 is coming out, and 1 and 2 are not directly connected, so.
Okay.
Let's see. I got Katamari Damacy, the re-release, which is just a silly little game. It's that game where you roll up stuff to make stars. Yeah. It's a goofy game. So I would probably say my favorite story that I've consumed over the break, video game wise, is probably Final Fantasy, I would say. This is coming from someone who didn't play the original as I grew up. I only played Final Fantasy VII when I turned, I think I was 13 when I first played it, and I didn't like it really. I thought it was decent, but I didn't think it was, like when I say I didn't like it, I didn't think it was as esteemed as a lot of people had made it out to me. Like I had made, in my mind, I thought it was like the best thing in the world or something, and it's pretty decent, but like it's okay. But the 7 remake, it doesn't cover a lot, but it only covers like the first section of the original, but it's still really cool, really detailed. It's like really fun. Either that or Persona 5 The Royal, I'd say, because even though that one is almost a carbon copy of the original, like that's what I was going to say was, I don't think anyone who's on the fence for buying the Royal, wait. Wait for a price cut, because I got it at a pretty decent price cut. I found it on day one, and it was like $20 less than what it should have been. It was like I got it for like $30 or something. But I would say that if you're trying to get it at full price, you're crazy. It doesn't need to be $60, $70, $80. There's no reason for that, because it's almost a carbon copy of the original. There's just some tweaks with the gameplay, there's some tweaks with the story, and there's a whole extra chapter. That's it.
That's really?
Yeah.
So I saw the price, and I was like, geez.
If you got it at a price cut, it's a pretty good game. If you get it at full price, I would honestly say you got scammed. It's still really good. It's Persona 5. It's a great game. I love Persona. But I don't think that a $60 price fits that title. it's like I said, it's great. I enjoyed it. It adds about 40 hours to the original, but I personally don't think that it was worth that much of that price.
That happens a lot in gaming.
Yeah.
Even so with gaming, it's odd, because, so let's say I pay $60.
Right.
For example, SnowRunner came out 4 days. Paid $50, and for me, I would never thought ever in my life own that type of game, a simulation game, a vehicle simulation game.
Yeah.
I always thought they were boring. Changed my mind a lot, and I've already added 40 hours.
Yeah, it's barely been out
It's only
4
been out 4
days, and he's already put 40 hours into it.
And for me, sorry.
You go ahead. You were talking first.
For me, if you can play enough where, let's say you, again, like I said, I spent $50. If you play enough where you play $1 an hour, for me personally, that's money well spent.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought with like indie games. I think
Indie games are hard for me.
I struggle to pay for a game that I barely got like 5 hours out of. That's why I never got Untitled Goose Game, because a lot of people really loved that game because it's just this goofy little fun. But I think it was like $10-$20, and I just couldn't justify the price.
It reminds me of a Goat Simulator, but with a goat, well, not a goat,
with a duck.
with a duck. And
Goose
like that,
Simulator.
I never paid for Goat Simulator. I waited for it to be free, and even then, I was like, I mean,
it seemed like a free game.
Yeah, it definitely was a free game.
And I struggle with indie games for that, because I get it. It's like small team, you know.
You want to help them.
You want to help them, but in my mind,
you don't want to.
And I know there are a lot of people that are like, "Oh, I justify the experience with the price." I agree with that to an extent. Like I
do that for sequels.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I put a lot of weight on sequels when it comes to video games, because it's like, okay, you got to be either better or equal and add at least one new function. For Division 2, even though I got it for $3, I feel like I could have gotten something else for $3. That game is trash.
Yeah.
The first one was the best. I honestly remember some of the best gaming times of my life. With
Dude,
Division.
I'm very weird when it comes to sequels. I'm like, I know a lot of people. They're like,
sequels are almost scary to buy.
Sequels suck. Oh, blah 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 blah.
No.
Weirdly enough, I'm very much like I'm very much the guy that's like, oh, the sequel's better than the original, and it continues like, oh, it builds upon. Like I'm the weirdo that likes Spider-Man 3 a little bit more than Spider-Man 2 because I just simply enjoyed seeing those characters, and I know that's because it's like, oh, you know, I'm just I was just easy to please, and that was when I was younger. I need to rewatch those movies to see if I like
when you
them.
learn that all 3 of them are not as good
as you remember,
because I've noticed that a lot.
Oh, they're they're comic based. They're goofy, campy.
Oh yeah.
I definitely don't think they're nearly. I personally have hated that like whole thought where it was like Spider-Man 2 is the epitome of Spider-Man movies. It won't get any better.
See, I don't remember
like
Spider-Man 2. I only
like,
remember 1 and 3.
Homecoming. I like Far From Home better than.
I love the new Spider-Man.
Far From Home. Oh yeah, Tom Holland.
Yeah, I love
Tom
that.
Holland, I would have to say is the best. Well,
I think he's the
at the time that we have right now.
It's everybody's
2020.
opinion. It's everybody's
It's
opinion
perfect.
where he's the best. He's the better of the two
Yeah.
because he mimics both of them, and because like Garfield was a better Spider-Man because he was goofy and loud. If you hear yelling, my mother is yelling downstairs about a first movie. But Garfield was a cool Spider-Man. Terrible Peter. Tobey Maguire was a good Peter. Terrible Spider-Man. That's what everyone has
Every
said. And Tom
actor
Holland
is
has said
good
he's
for
better
the
of them.
type. Because there's different Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
Because the Amazing Spider-Man, the actor that I have for the Amazing Spider-Man,
Garfield.
I see him as an Amazing Spider-Man. As with that series of comic series as the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The new Spider-Man, I think Tom Holland, he's great for that role. I feel like the actors they picked for the roles that they play for the comics are perfect.
And now with Tom Holland, at least we have somebody playing a high school kid that actually looks like a high school kid.
He always looks
Well,
like
he's at least under fucking 30.
Yeah,
it's just
right.
like,
The other two were
I'm
like
Peter
30.
Pan. Yeah. Oh my gosh! Speaking of awesome Spider-Mans, actually, Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
I rewatched that.
See, a lot of
recently.
people have been saying that's like the definitive Spider-Man movie for them. They're like, it's better than Spider-Man 2 and all that, and like, it's really strange. I did like that movie a lot.
I loved it, Ash. I watched it. I still watch it today.
Yeah, I'll even say I loved it. But my thought was that movie, it's kind of hard for some people to enjoy it because I think the colors are just a tad too vibrant in that. And I know it's because it's mimicking the comic book feel.
Because you can pause it, and it actually looks like, no matter where you pause it, it's always a frame, and it looks like it's part of a comic.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome.
I can't remember what effect they did on it, but it's like how it's always got those dots.
Oh, that effect? I don't know what it is, but I know that...
I don't know.
I thought you were talking about the heavy bloom effect.
That's what I was saying.
That's what I was saying. That's the only part I don't like, because like there's several scenes where it's genuinely so bright that I just can't look at the screen. Like the part where he jumps over the taxi when he first gets the ability.
Oh.
Like he jumps over a car, or he gets hit by a car or something, and he
every Spider-Man always does.
But he lands. There's this really hard shine coming from the sun in that shot. And it's like bright, and it's not supposed to be. The sun's not even in that shot, but it's like the reflection of the car or something. I don't know what it is, but it was so bright. And I just remember my family being like, ow, that's my eye. And I'm like, yeah, never before have we watched a movie and been like, why is it hurting our eyes so much? And I think it's just because the colors are so vibrant.
Yeah.
I still think it's a great movie. I just remember that was the only complaint I had.
Yeah, but the dots, and I'm pretty sure they did that to mimic the way that the original comics were printed.
Yeah.
You know, which I found really cool because it adds like an extra kind of depth to it.
Yeah. Another, I guess since you guys talked about like more in depth with the stuff you've watched, I guess I'll very quickly talk about like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, because
I would say that one, was probably my favorite thing I've consumed over the little break between the last episode. Just very quickly, it's obviously it's a remake shot for shot of Final Fantasy VII with tweaks here and there. They've extended a lot. So what originally was a 4-hour section from the original called Midgar, which is just the land that it takes place in, suddenly it's extended to a 40-hour experience. And there's a whole lot of stuff to do, side quests, all sorts of stuff. My only complaint with that, I would say, is because it's the beginning part of the game, like, because it's supposed to continue, I don't know how it will. People have been saying it's going to be released as a separate title, like the rest of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Some people have been saying it's going to be DLC. Genuinely, I'm going to be very angry if it comes out that I have to buy the next chapter kind of thing.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Because I think it's ridiculous to, like, we're remaking a game, but we're going to get your $60 each time. Like, if it's a DLC, fine. If it's a DLC I have to pay for, I'll be a little miffled.
Yeah, it's kind of like when any DLC, I'm always like, is it going to be good or not?
If it's a full separate title, I'm going to be pretty mad about it, not going to lie.
So,
go ahead.
I've got a question. So, what are your guys' opinion on the Avengers game? Because I'm actually looking forward to it.
I'm open-minded to it. My thought is I need to see more. That's what I've always said about games. Is
there's not enough information.
Yeah.
I will not buy a game if I don't know enough about it.
I did a little digging on it, and customization-wise, I think you can have around like 20-something suits per character, which is pretty cool in my opinion. But
I mean, like I said, I need to see gameplay.
Yeah. Microtransactions.
The only trailer that I've seen...
I don't think there's going to be any. Because there wasn't in Spider-Man, and it's made by the same company.
Okay.
So
that's what ruins games for me.
And I know it's Insomniac, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I remembered that. Or no, it's Square. No, it's not.
Square Enix.
Yeah, it's Square Enix. Insomniac did Spider-Man.
Oh.
Insomniac was talking about doing a gaming cinematic universe type thing, but I think or the Marvel gaming universe, but I don't know if it's going to be Insomniac only or if they're talking with Square about that being connected.
I think they are, because I was looking online about it, and somebody pointed out a comment from Spider-Man PS4, how he said, the Avengers are on the West Coast doing something, And, the Avengers game takes place in San Francisco. With all
I don't know. It might be directly connected, but it's the same opinion I have with everything. I cannot buy it unless I see more about it.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to be after release, because the only trailer I've seen is that one where they showed us like cinematic scenes and then spliced in with like 2 seconds of gameplay.
Yeah.
Like
the release date got pushed back to September, by the way.
Most games did.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
there was a lot about like a lot of stuff coming out way later now because of the fucking quarantine, but that I don't know anything about that. I don't have any opinions because I don't know anything about it. Yeah. I think it is a cool idea. I'm interested to see what they do with it, but I need to know more first.
Yeah.
I hate throwing my money at something and just being disappointed.
Like, I'm definitely not gonna buy it until I see gameplay of it. Like, I'll watch like an hour or two Let's Play of somebody.
That's what I do if there was never any gameplay trailer.
Yeah.
Like that's what I did with 76. I never bought 76.
Yeah.
I was never even interested in 76, and then I was watching somebody it was like, I think it was Angry Joe. It was like
watch him.
He just does game reviews, but he got furious about it because he was really looking forward to it and he bought everything, and that whole scandal.
Oh, even with the bag, yeah.
The bag, the frickin' the rum, just everything.
Yeah, I lost a good amount of money from that, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I bought the game I got rid of a lot of my old games that I never played again.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, 77, how can they F this up? I mean, like, it's such a simple concept. And I kept looking back at the Elder Scrolls Online, like, well, that's really bad. But I was like, well, okay. So I dropped like $60 on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm going to try to get a return. Couldn't get a return.
It's a cardboard disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Unless you got it on like Steam. Or no, it was on their personal page, wasn't it? Their personal vendor, so that they could decide if you get refunds or not. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it was a bad... Well, I don't... There's a lot of emotions going through that game. But I'll never play
I
it.
hate every bit of it. It's completely turned me off.
It's worth 70 cents, I think, for like trade-in value.
Oh, I've heard that GameStop won't accept it anymore. Because I've heard they've just been strapping it to Xboxes and just like take it. Because they just don't want it.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me, actually.
I know that...
Which sucks, because I was really looking forward to that. I'm like, that would be such an awesome thing.
I had no expectations because my standards for Bethesda had dropped because of just the way they had handled DLC with 4. I liked 4, but the DLC
I love 4.
They
bought
said they
none
were
of the
doing all
DLC
those,
though.
They said they were doing all those DLCs and they were going to be big DLC. Like 3 of them are crafting DLCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're minuscule and they charge full price for them. So I was like,
yeah. No,
I was like, you guys are going scummy. And then what do you know? We didn't see gameplay. I didn't buy it. And then the world said how garbage it was. They scammed everybody on everything about it. Have you been hearing about the helmet mold?
Oh no.
You've been hearing about this?
No.
This has only come out now. The helmets that they were charging everybody. So there was the packs, right? There was like $200 collector's editions. That's where the bag comes from.
I don't buy collector's editions. I don't think a single game is worth it.
Well, remember that game was getting big hype, so a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But it came with the helmet and the bag and the rum. It was actually separate, but the rum, they scammed people.
That was
Yeah,
that was a whole scam.
I don't get the whole rum thing. Like,
Okay,
what was that about?
so really quick, for those who are unaware completely of what we're talking about Fallout 76 and the giant scam that it is. It was a game that promised a whole lot, didn't show anything, and then people bought it for $60. Some people bought collector's editions and things that were coming out with it, which totaled upwards of like $500 for this game, and everything about it was terrible quality and nothing was finished, and no one's happy, and they're refusing to give anyone their money back come 3 years later. So, to summarize...
Wait, it's only been out for like a year though, right?
Oh, has it only been a year? I thought it's been 2 years now, actually. I think it's been 2 years. Fact check me on that. I'm pretty sure it's been 2 years. Anyway, so the first thing that I'll talk about is the rum. If you want a better in-depth story of this whole event, look up the Internet Historian's coverage on this. He calls it...
it's been 2 years already? Really?
Yeah, so it's been 2
When
years
did it
since
come
this
out?
game came out.
2018.
What month though?
October.
What?
So yeah, it's been 2 years nearly.
Yeah.
So if you want a better, more in-depth review of this entire scandal,
there's many videos.
Yeah, look up anything about Fallout 76, but I would best describe the internet historian's video called "The Fall of 76." Just Google it, you'll find it. He explains this way better, and it's really funny. So first was the rum. They sold this rum for $60. They were promising it in a very neat bottle. In Fallout 76, there's this thing called Nuka-Cola. It's basically the same thing as regular Coke.
Yeah.
But it's the bottle shaped like a rocket.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is actually
which is pretty cool.
I feel like Coke could have actually tried
done something with
that.
Yeah,
it looks great. And you can buy Nuka-Cola. It's like you can buy it made from it's made from Bethesda, the shitty company it is.
Well, yeah, that's why I don't want to buy it though.
But it looks neat. You can buy it from people who make them for fun. But anyway, there was in the game there is something called Nuka-Cola Dark, which is it's like a rum. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing, it's just the bottle is all brown, and it just has a nice little embroidery saying Nuka-Cola Dark. Mm-hmm. They advertised, hey, we're going to make Nuka-Cola Dark. It's going to this is what it'll look like. It looked like glass, like an actually nice bottle. They said they were going to release it like a few months after the game. No word about it. And they said, hey, there's been a delay. There's not enough... No, they said it's not up to our usual Fallout standard. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the game is getting bombed because of how terribly it's made. They're getting mad about the bags. They're getting mad about everything.
The jackets.
And they have the jacket.
What?
I'll get to the jackets.
Oh, boy.
And they said, it's not up to our standards, right? So everyone's like, that's bullshit. So anyway, they're like, it'll be a delay, like 3 more months. Well, it took them 5 months. Finally, they come back around with this bottle that they deliver to everyone. The bottle is made out of terrible plastic.
Oh, no. Wasn't even cut right either. It was jagged.
Right. Yeah, so it's not even cut right. Terrible plastic. The sticker on the side peels off easily, so nothing looks nice about it. When you pour it, the lip is cut wrong, so it just makes a mess. People bust it open because they're like, it just makes a mess. Well, the bottle's shite inside, and everyone's just like, what the crap? And then the rum tastes awful.
Oh, the rum is like disgusting.
I heard that the rum tastes something between antiseptic and dishwasher, like water.
And I think they said it wasn't drinkable either.
Something like that. I heard
the lid was actually, it wasn't meant to be like drank, but people felt liquid.
It's a rum, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it was very, very poorly made, and obviously a scam. Oh, and then the biggest thing about it was on the website to order it, before it was even launched, there were a lot of 5-star reviews. Meaning Bethesda reviewed their own product 5 stars over and over again and got called out on it. So, scamming people on that. $60 for a plastic terrible bottle with shitty undrinkable rum.
Of course.
It took $1 to make.
Second thing, a lot faster. The jackets. That was very simple with the jackets. They had this website where they released products relating to Fallout as a franchise.
Like the Vault-Tec jackets?
Yeah, the Vault-Tec jackets. Yeah. That's actually the one we're talking about. They released a Vault-Tec jacket that was $276.
Oh my god.
It looks like an IKEA bag. It's literally made from the same material.
Oh no.
And they priced it at $276. Someone came out and did all the calculations and found out, that bag cost them like $12 to make.
Oh my god.
And it looks like a crumpled up toddler body bag. It looks god awful. So anyway, that one was a pretty big annoyance with everyone. It wasn't anything scandalous, but it was definitely like, they're scamming people. Again, sorry for the screaming. My mom is downstairs causing a ruckus.
You can see in the audio wave just a solid, little
jump.
A
spike.
Another thing is they released this bag that was supposed to be given to everyone. It's a duffel bag.
Yeah, it was supposed to be canvas.
Wait 9 months for it, comes out, and it's a nylon bag. It's actually terrible quality, and it tears easily. Well, they found out where the canvas that they said they didn't have came from. They gave it out to influencers to promote the game. So when they said, give us the canvas bags, they said, give us like 6 months. You want to know what happens when that 6 months hit? Nothing.
Oh my god.
No word.
Oh my god.
So everybody who was mad about the game, who wanted their refund, they were giving refunds originally. Well, now they've refused refunds.
Of course.
Then they released a Battle Royale mode in 76. Then they released microtransactions. And you want to know how much they charge for emotes in the game?
Oh no.
$12.
For one emote?
For emotes.
Jesus Christ.
For paint, $15, so you can color your suit. Yep.
Bethesda needs to be stopped, yo.
Yep, and then the most recent thing that's come out a year or like 2 years now.
A year and a half.
Yeah,
like
basically
a
year and a half later. This is very recent. I don't know how relevant or how recent, but they started to find the helmet that most people bought the collector's edition for because they wanted the helmet, because there's the Pip-Boy that came out for 4. Mm-hmm. The helmet turns out grows a deadly mold that kills people.
So what, like asbestos kind of thing?
Yeah,
like not asbestos.
Something like that. It's a mold that grows in it that's like toxic.
Oh my!
I don't know if it's asbestos, but it's like.
No, it can't be asbestos because that's like.
I'm pretty sure that's man-made.
Yeah, that's like. Federally mandated to be illegal.
Yeah, that's the if you any house older than the 50s, it's that spray stuff.
Yeah, like that popcorn ceiling, and like they stopped using that like around the 80s because my last house was built in the 80s and it had that.
Yeah.
But
straight up.
My God.
Deadly mold.
Jesus. When you said the molding, I thought it was just. Like it just came out of the mold in the factory and it looked kind of jank.
Nope, deadly mold growing inside of the helmet. And people didn't know about it at first because you're inside a helmet.
Yeah,
and it's growing in the parts.
Yeah.
But it's come up 2 years afterwards about the mold.
Mold can be present. Oh, this isn't even good English. Can be present fabric inside the helmet, posing a risk of respiratory or other infections in individuals with compromised immune systems, damage to lungs. So it destroys your lungs and your respiratory system. 20,000 of these were made.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I know, again, you can hear my mom in the background yelling about a...
She's literally smacking the table. Like, let's go.
I'm gonna laugh if audio they can't hear it and they're just.
Oh yeah, we just sound insane.
No, we're not gonna have her scream it, and then we're gonna add it into the video.
Oh my God.
I put a white machine out, but she apparently is way louder than any white machine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after talking about 76 for so freaking long.
Yes, actually, speaking of that, when you were talking about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, what about it?
The first and only Final Fantasy I ever played was 1.
Really?
Yeah, on the Game Boy.
I've never played any.
And I sold it for a penny.
Oh
no,
man. That's worth a lot of money, isn't it?
Oh yeah. And I know where it is. And it's destroyed.
No.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's definitely a really good game. I enjoy it. I'd say that was probably like my most fun I'd had during this break between episodes. That was probably my favorite story I'd consumed. Really quick, if we want, we could talk about our stories that we're writing or anything like that. I guess we'd start with you. Guest, do you have any stories you're writing?
Not Mike. You've now done degraded him.
Yeah, I have been demoted. I am no longer Mike. I am just
Guest. I just was establishing, might as well have the guest go first.
Oh, yeah, that was massive.
I don't even know. Because I write poetry from time to time, but it's about real personal stuff that I don't want to get into right now. Other than that, I don't do a whole lot of story writing.
Oh, yeah.
I mainly write scripts for my videos, the car stuff, for narration. And every now and then I'll tie a story, a personal story into it to kind of have meaning behind, kind of what it represents and what the car represents and the feelings that it brings along with it. But other than that, I don't really do much creative writing.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to pop my thumb in the middle of that heartfelt
No, you're
talk.
good. No, you're good.
Just he's my mom died. I do poetry to keep myself insane, mentally, and it's just my.
Just want to interrupt with my thumb. Anyway.
Yeah, but no, I write poetry every now and then. I have to be in a certain mood for it. But other than that, it's just, I don't do much writing.
If you want, Nick, you want to talk about any stories you're writing?
Sure. So, like I said earlier, not earlier in this podcast, but out of the podcast, I'm doing a full rewrite of one of my stories because after reading the script, I was like, oh, the backstory is pretty crap. It doesn't even keep me in line. So I'm doing an entire backstory fix, and I'm fixing some of the elements as well. So pretty much fixing my
Lose your train of thought.
No, my phone just panicked because it went, and then it just started flashing at me. Okay.
Sorry, we try to like not talk like behind the scenes, so we just type it out on our phones or write it or something.
I did not know we did that.
Well, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you don't do it. This is your first episode.
Yeah, I mean, this is going
It's
to cost you $7 exact in change, with taxes, of course.
I buy you coffee.
That's
That's my payment.
Oh, shit. He's probably there, bud.
Well, you owe Evan.
I buy him enough stuff too. I'm basically y'all sugar daddy.
We're going to censor that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
these
we're
people
cutting
won't.
that out.
We're cutting this out.
Please cut it out.
Just change your voice to someone else.
So
Have me as that British robot voice.
Mm-hmm.
I guess during this quarantine, what other than like story-wise, what was something that probably like kept you sane? Really,
Cleaning.
cleaning.
My house is spectacularly clean.
A lot of people,
and I have dogs.
a lot of people like have mainly just completely changed personality. Like, oh, I need my house to be spotless because all the time in the world.
Oh,
now.
it's not because it's spotless. I make... There's times where I'll clean the kitchen and I'm like, yes. How to make this dirty again? Yes, just wait one day.
What about you, Mike?
Well, you see, I'm essential.
Oh, at
So-
your carpet factory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Because God
because-
forbid I can't live without my carpet.
Yeah, because
which I don't have.
For some reason, people are still ordering carpet. I don't know why, and it kind
mean-
of sucks.
Is it because you're a factory worker? I don't understand.
Yeah, like since it's manufacturing, it's considered essential.
If
Even though we produce carpet.
If-
I don't know why people are still buying it right now because of what's going on, and you should try to keep your distance from people. I don't know why.
No,
And it kind of sucks. Like, work was shut down for a week, but that's it.
Yeah.
They had to cut hours for the past few weeks, so I've had Fridays off, which was really nice,
Yeah.
but now I'm going back to working 6 days a week, which is going to suck.
Yeah.
Because it's like, they're not even easing you into it, not even just, okay, we'll do 5 days a week for, a little bit to get you used to it, and then we'll go back to doing overtime. It's like, no, you go from 4 days to 6, and you're going to like it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
What were you gonna say, Nick? You look like you were wanting to say something.
If factory workers count as essential, and this isn't like targeted towards any factory workers, if I ever had a restaurant, I'm gonna leave it as a factory.
We produce food.
food
I mean,
factory.
restaurants have already been running, dude. What are you talking about?
Food factory.
A lot of people, like a lot of restaurants, have been running.
I guess so.
I mean, a lot of them haven't been doing dine-in, but a lot of them have been like.
Oh no, we
like,
have to mass produce food only for dine-in.
Oh my God.
Delivering takeout, nope, we have to remove those now. People have to sit and eat our food.
Oh my word. For me, for the most part, I've been playing games. I've been writing more. I've been writing I've been writing a book.
You've been writing, you got pretty good. You got so really bit far on that.
Yeah. And then, schoolwork, which sucks and I hate it. And just recently just got to hang out with my girlfriend a lot more. Like, we really had gone 3 weeks without hanging out at all, which was strange. It was really weird to just go back to being a lonely loser again.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say lonely.
Oh no, I felt
never
like
mind.
that.
Never mind. I'm really like, yeah,
Hold on.
There was a whole night where I'm like, I'm gonna invite my friend. I don't have any right now.
No,
It's
no.
like, I'm not legally allowed to have friends.
And then there was Mike, come to my house for coffee, but stay 6 feet away.
Yeah, we just stood in his driveway talking for 2.5 hours.
Really?
I
6
kid you
feet
not.
away.
Yeah, for the most part, 6 feet away.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
His sister left to get food, came back, I was still there. She was like, what are you still doing here? I'm like, talking with him.
And my mom was like, yeah, make it a 2-minute transaction.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
I knew.
I'm sorry, you said 2 minutes? I thought you said 2 hours. My bad.
See, I'm not
Oops.
surprised.
Math isn't my strong suit, even though I love math to death.
That's funny.
I'm good at, I'm very good at, just doing, normal, quick math off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Why did you just touch me sexually?
There's no proof. You can
guys-
say it all
yeah,
you want in the
they
audio
can't
clips,
see
but there's
him
no audio.
Harass you.
Our work environment is completely safe. I'll just
They're gonna edit it out,
you just hear a solid.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of beautiful things that happen behind
I
the
was
scenes.
genuinely about
no.
to just say maybe we should call it there.
Oh no! What was my beautiful quote from the last time we talked?
Oh my god! Do we need to end episodes on you saying fucked up quotes all the time? He said something that was like,
Do it.
It doesn't matter how hard you try, because in the end we're all gonna die, or something like that. Where
No,
it was just like,
He's got a point.
if you were immortal, you would have unlimited
Oh, that's
happy
what it
moments,
was.
but you'll never die happy.
that's what it was. All right, yeah.
He's got a point. He's got a point.
Maybe every podcast, our final note should
It's
be
just-
you saying just a messed up quote.
It's a messed up quotes. Well, let's check out my notes.
No, just think of them. Think of them.
Just
up right
think of
here.
them off my head.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Gosh, right. That was just out of. I don't know
Maybe
how
I'll-
I even thought of
Maybe
it.
I'll do a not a podcast. Maybe I'll do a video for our YouTube where it's just all of the final quotes that you
Oh
come up
my
with.
God.
Nick's final quotes.
Yeah. Or
I
maybe
have-
we could all come up with quotes. Maybe like every episode we swap between each other and think of some random quote to end the episode on.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be bad at
Like,
all.
we talking messed up quotes or just
Oh,
quotes
just
in general?
just quotes. Just
I mean-
whatever.
Oh, I've got
Patrick
one off
would
the
say.
top of my
I
head.
mean, heck,
Alright.
this is literally one of mine. I'm not gonna say it out loud.
Dude, that's the edgiest thing you've ever said.
Oh,
This thing
no,
is
no.
literally, I'm winning battles and making deeper scars.
Yeah,
Shut up, you edgy shadow.
That's why I said I'm not gonna say it out loud. So
Even
now-
though Evan just did.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna
so
out
now
you.
Evan's the edgy.
No,
Yeah.
I'm outing you, you
You're
edgy
outing
freak.
me?
There's no proof.
You know how old that one was? I think that was when I
That was like freshman
required sadness to sleep
year. Oh.
because I was that bored.
All right, so I guess since we'll do that. Every episode has a final quote.
A nice, beautiful quote. Yep.
It's just whatever the crap we think of. So I guess we'll have our
Well,
guest go ahead. And,
I've got actually a list of quotes in my notes on my phone.
can we just do? Why don't we just spit them off the top of our head? I don't really care.
Well, like, I was gonna do one, but I was like, I have a list of stuff. Stop doing that.
That's your quote.
No.
That's how it works.
That's how every podcast ends.
I'll say you have 3 seconds.
Jesus.
He has 3 seconds.
Oh my
to
God.
come up. And it always gets interrupted by me, just like
Yeah, you sensually rubbing him.
hear a solid clap of my hand upon his
Gosh,
thigh.
you're weird.
But
That's how
like,
it
I-
always ends with
I've-
people.
I've just got a list of quotes from like things I've heard that I don't want to forget.
Just say one.
So
just say one. We don't have enough time.
no, I know
Mike.
that. I know that. But one from an old friend of mine that I actually really liked was, "Don't judge a story until you've read the ending."
God, what motivational? What the hell?
Right, dude.
Ugh.
I'm the type of person that like takes a book, reads the ending, and then starts at the beginning.
Dude, I'm the type of guy that just doesn't read books because I can't read. Why else do you think I was failing the lit class?
You know, I would think.
Hi, my name is Jared. I'm 17. I never learned how to fucking read, or however it goes.
Nice job. You probably messed that up.
Probably.
I think that would be. I think the scariest thing if I ever had a kid in the future, with them having a better education than me. And
Oh
that
yeah,
sounds
that would
terrible.
suck. That my
My son can read at a
is-
12-year-old, like a 12 senior class level, and here I am like struggling at a 5th level
Yeah,
grade.
he's got a job that pays more than me.
Yeah.
He's not even out of high school yet.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
let's
again,
talk-
I think that's what should be happening in the future. Is
Oh,
the
yeah, it
young
should be that you're-
not overpowering.
No, it should be.
But we
that your
should set
kid
them
gets
up.
a better life. That's what the goal is. I feel at life.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
kid should have a better
Yeah.
existence than.
I
what
mean,
you
it never
felt you had.
happens, but I'm kidding.
Whatever.
I'm kidding. There you go. That's my final quote.
Well, Mike got the final quote, so.
Dang it. Oh, yeah,
Whatever.
that's when I
I'll-
essentially
how about-
touched him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop that. Please stop.
Literally, that's so. Whenever the final quote goes up, I'm just gonna like crop it and just like put it in the corner. Like that's the quote for the day. I'm so just gonna grab.
That's what
stop.
always.
No, not that
That's
one.
what always happens now when we invite people. It's just like, Nick, stop essentially touching every single
No,
person.
just the final quote. Whenever we say, "All right, here it is," or something like that, that's what it is, and I'll just grab that. And if you mess it up, that's tough. That's hilarious.
Oh, no. I like
I'm
the
keeping it in. I'm just
Oi,
going to
oi.
highlight that one. Anyway, so
whack.
I guess we're at the ending here. Any final things you guys want to say?
Well, I mean, he stole the final quote, so
Yeah,
no.
not the quote. You got
Just-
anything else you wanted to close on?
I recommend watching this again.
Please just spam viewing us.
Yes.
Don't spam. No, I want you to get negative views on this somehow.
No, yeah, wow.
Watch
asshole.
this in reverse. No, listen to this in reverse.
Do
I want to
2
see those
times playback
counters go.
speed. Mike, if you want, you can advertise whatever channels you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I genuinely
Any plugs, websites, Instagram,
right.
Twitter will be censored. But what would you like to
that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna censor your channels now.
Oh my god.
One channel and one social media. I'm censoring the rest.
but we won't tell you which one we're
my God.
censoring.
Good thing I've only got one of each. So.
Two of them are being censored.
I lie.
Oh my god. So, shameless self-plug. My YouTube is Ruski Mike, Ruski, and then Mike, how you would normally spell it if
I'm
you don't.
censoring it.
I was thinking of grabbing like a
My
chips and just.
I'll just respell it.
Oh god, I'm on.
Oh my god. And then my Instagram is the same thing, but it's Ruski_Mike.
All right. And with that, I guess we will see you guys in the next episode. We will continue uploading on Fridays, I think. We're probably just...
We'll try our hardest. Our darn hardest.
Yeah, of course, we'll get right back into the swing of the things. This will either go...
Swing of yings.
Swing of yings.
It's more Swiss cheese.
Let's
we'll
not
finish
say anything racist, okay?
Well, I just said Swiss cheese.
No, yeah, but you started doing an accent.
No, I was having a stroke.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Anyway, so this will probably either go up today on Saturday or tomorrow on Sunday. We're not quite sure yet, but if we can get back into the swing of things a lot quicker, we will probably get this started back up on Fridays.
If we can, like if I were to be on it more often, would we be able to record one on like a Sunday or something and then schedule it for that next Friday?
Again, we'll talk about recording schedules.
Okay.
I mean, again, it's fine
We're
if
flexible.
you're not. It's fine if you're not on
Yeah.
it all the time. It's fine if it's just us. If you infrequent, frequent doesn't matter. We'll see how we're gonna record things when we have time.
Okay.
But
I think we should
hopefully-
now have like an official person for our next thing, like a police officer or the mayor.
No, I think what we definitely need is a good, better recording space, because right now it's just two squeaky seats.
3 dudes
On
on,
two
squeaky
squeaky
seats,
Um,
sitting 2 phone lengths.
well, hope you guys enjoyed. Please tune into the next episode, whenever that may be. And
Have a sweet day.
yeah.
Take it easy.
You're